You are 7 years old. A fever has kept you in bed for 6 days straight. Your mother counts coins on the kitchen table. Not enough for the clinic across town. Then a knock at the door. An old man with a worn leather bag steps inside without being asked twice. Level 1. You are 7, and your family lives in 2 rooms above a shuttered auto shop. The fever won't break. Your mother has already sold her wedding ring for medicine that didn't work. The nearest hospital wants $340 up front just to see a doctor. Money your family doesn't have and won't have for months. Dr. Ansah runs a free clinic 6 blocks away. A converted storefront with 1 exam table and a waiting line that starts before sunrise. He's 63, hands steady despite 30 years of standing over exam tables 12 hours a day. A neighbor tells your mother about him. He comes to your apartment himself that night, refuses payment, and sits by your bed until 2 a.m. adjusting your IV drip by hand because the clinic's only working machine is already in use. 3 days later, your fever breaks. Dr. Ansah tells your mother, bring him to the clinic when he's strong. I want to see what he becomes. You remember that sentence for the next 20 years. Level 2. You are 18 now, accepted into a 6-year combined medical program on a partial scholarship that still leaves $22,000 in tuition uncovered every year. You work 2 jobs on top of coursework, a cafeteria shift and overnight hospital security, sleeping 4 hours a night for most of your first year. Dr. Ansah, 74 now, writes you a recommendation letter by hand because he doesn't trust typing on the clinic's ancient computer. Medicine will try to make you forget why you started, he tells you, gripping your shoulder with a hand that still smells faintly of antiseptic. Don't let it. 3rd year of medical school, you fail your surgical rotation exam on the first attempt, convinced for 1 terrible week that you don't belong in this world at all. You call the clinic that night. Dr. Ansah doesn't offer comfort. He offers a retake schedule and a reminder that he'd been rejected from 2 residency programs before his own career even started. You retake the exam. You score in the 94th percentile. Level 3. You are 34 now. Chief of cardiothoracic surgery at a hospital that turns away more transfer requests than it accepts. Your surgical success rate, 97.8%, among the highest recorded in the state for procedures of this complexity. Tonight, you complete a 14-hour separation surgery on conjoined twins, a case 3 other hospitals declined as too high risk. Cameras are waiting outside the operating room. Your annual compensation, according to the hospital board that just extended your contract, crosses $1.4 million for the first time. You call Dr. Ansah from the scrub room, still in surgical gown, hands shaking slightly from 14 hours of concentration. He's 85 now, voice thinner than you remember, but the pride in it is unmistakable. 7-year-old boy with a fever, he says, and now this. You laugh, but something under the triumph catches in your throat. The realization that success this large can still feel strangely hollow if the person who made it possible isn't standing in the room to see it. Level 4. You are 39 now. Dr. Ansah, 90, still insists on seeing 2 patients a week at the same clinic, refusing retirement despite arthritis that's stolen most of the steadiness from his hands. You've offered him a position at your hospital 12 times. He's refused 12 times. That clinic kept its doors open through worse years than these, he tells you. It'll keep them open a little longer. Then, his own heart fails him. The same organ he spent 60 years listening to through a stethoscope in other people's chests. You perform the surgery yourself, against every rule of medical ethics about operating on someone you love, because no other surgeon in the building has done more complex repairs than you have this year. 4 hours in the operating room. You save him. When he wakes groggy, the first thing he asks isn't about his own heart. It's whether you closed the clinic today to be here. You tell him you didn't close it. You sent 2 of your own residents to cover his patients, unpaid, the way he once covered yours. Level 5. Final. You are 43 now. A fever keeps a 7-year-old boy in bed for 6 days straight, in an apartment 2 blocks from where you grew up. His mother can't afford the hospital across town. A knock at the door. You step inside without being asked twice, leather bag in hand, the same clinic's newest volunteer doctor trailing behind you to learn. You sit by the boy's bed until 2 a.m., adjusting his IV by hand. Somewhere on a shelf at the clinic sits a photograph of an old man with steady hands, watching you work. Tonight, you become the knock at someone else's door.